All right. Now, should be cranking here. Let's delete the audio. There we go. Audio deleted. Hit it. Now, why do people sub to this channel? You know, when you got a YouTube channel and you get these fucking random emails. This is the other thing. Like, if 50 people sub, you might get one email about one person. Like, why is it you can't see most of the subs? But it just got me thinking on this Saturday night, Sunday morning. I'm not going to get to sleep for a while. So why the fuck not just start a stream, a thinking out loud stream? But I do talk about YouTube channels and content creators from time to time. And I just thought, why do people sub to this channel? It makes no sense. I mean, and should I, like, let's say, okay, somehow I'm at 500 subs. Let's say I wanted to get to 1,000 or 2,000, right? I was watching a really good channel the other day, and I'm looking at the content. Sorry, I'm looking at the sub count. It's only got 3,000 subs. How can someone only have 3,000 who's trying hard, and someone who's not even trying have 500? So why do people sub to this channel? Because I know they ain't bots, and I know I didn't fucking buy them. Is it the camera talk? Is it the content creator aspect of the camera talk? Is it the fucking product reviews? The little TG6 review I did got. It's not really a review. It's kind of just a specific discussion with regards to high throughput photography. But I was just wondering, is this what people want to see? Let me just check something on the. Sorry, go back. Okay, I think everything's okay. Is someone going to sub for an electric drill review? Like, that's not something you sub for, right? That's something you watch if you're just researching the product because you're thinking of buying it. Or maybe you already bought it and you want to feel validated that you bought something good. Like, if I've had it for a year and I'm still using it, odds are it's going to be a positive review. But do people... I wouldn't subscribe. I've watched videos. I never have subscribed for something like that, like a little... I probably watched a review on that fucking thing before I bought it. I mean, would someone subscribe for a TG6 review? Probably not. Again, like, I don't know why, but that camera seems to be in a buying flux that's just as strong as the TG7. Like, I don't know. My little theory is that people want the one that has the Olympus branding, and the TG7 didn't really get a great reception. I would almost recommend the TG6 over the TG7 just because of the branding. So I think that the resale value aspect might be better, even though it's a slightly older camera. But would someone sub over a TG6 review? I don't think so. Maybe some of the, like, people who really liked it, but it wasn't a tech, like, it's not like it was a technical review. I didn't go through the specs. I didn't talk about the technology really. It wasn't like an infomercial. It didn't have the graphics, and it didn't even have really any test shots or test video or pixel peeping or autofocus testing or But that's what made it great. It was just someone who's owned it for a year and taken 40,000 photos in a working environment. But you wouldn't sub for that, would you? I mean, what other fucking shit? I mean, here's the thing, like, the funniest video on his channel is the film without consent video, right? Like, you either think that's funny or you don't. But that's one of the most downvoted. They don't show the downvotes anymore. But take it from me, that is, I think, the most downvoted video on his channel. Hang on, I gotta check the fire. I can't tell if I'm hot or I'm cold. I'll put a piece of wood on anyway. So, because I was thinking, okay, it got 2,500 views in a pretty short period of time. YouTube gives videos a run and then it pulls it from suggestions and stuff, I guess, right? I used to think it was like a bit of a conspiracy, like, oh, YouTube's censoring me. They don't want. Look, I know that can happen, but for that type of video, I doubt it. It's just they gave it a run. You know, it outperformed the channel. I mean, this chat. The weird thing about this channel is it gets more views per video than there are subs on average. So, would people? I don't know. See, I would maybe subscribe because of that. Like, if you have a quirky sense of humor, I would. See, I was thinking, like, if people like, before I saw the downvotes, I was like, okay, this thing's going to be. I mean, what do you expect? Filmed without consent. It's like a blurry video filmed in the rain. Clear, like, I think you can tell it's really zoomed in. Don't you know what you're going to get? It's only a minute long. I mean, maybe they thought the guy was. See, what makes that video brilliant is that he didn't catch a fish. He went home empty-handed. Damn, I need more tea. Fuck. I didn't come prepared for this one. There was no crescendo. It was, and that video is a work of art. It's truly a work of art. And I was thinking, you know what, it'd be kind of funny to make another. That was just an impromptu. I don't even remember why I pulled over. It wasn't because there was a guy fishing there, that was for sure. I must have seen something else I wanted to photo. I honestly don't know. Anyway, I pulled over, impromptu, pulled out the camera. That's how the magic was made. The rest is history. So I thought it would be kind of funny to do that kind of video again, right? Like, if you're fishing in public, there's nothing to stop somebody from filming you. I'm sorry, but it probably wouldn't be that appreciated. I go fishing myself. Would I want somebody filming me? Because I have a camera channel now, like, I actually wouldn't really care. Like, I'd actually kind of be happy. If that made them happy, they could film me. But before that, I probably would have been a little uncomfortable. I know, like, I filmed some people on boats out the channel, and they kind of, it's funny because you're on telephoto mode and you see them looking straight at you, and it's kind of like they're really close. They're not, they're probably struggling to like see you, but they don't always look very happy. I'm just saying, there are other YouTubers who have done videos about, issues with filming people or, photographing people. And I don't know, like some of the great photographs are just, most of the great photographs are photographs of people. And a lot of them were just snapped opportunistically, you know, and short videography really isn't any different. So yeah, I don't know, would someone sub because of that video? Like that's the only one that I might sub for. You know, what is it? Why? What makes someone click the sub button? You know, my fucking Seabirds video, which is the only video with production quality, literally the only one, and it has 11 views. That's, in fact, it's one of the worst performing videos, apart from my mic test, which I just put up for the lols as well. I don't know. I'm guessing they're probably subbing because of the fucking review shit, which I actually enjoy making those. That's not to get clicks. Like, if I've had something for a year, some of the stuff's actually more than a year, but I just put a year. And I've tested the living piss out of it. I'm happy to share my knowledge. Maybe it's the glass videos. I mean, is it the glass videos? Fucking 29,000 views over a few years. But I don't know, maybe that's it. But then, like, they're informative. But don't they look and see? Don't they go to the channel and see that there hasn't been a glass video for 6 years? You know, like, they expect to make, oh, maybe this guy will do a leak video, a white fries video, and then it's like just fucking ranting about camera YouTubers selling out. You know, that took a left-hand turn real quick. You know, I don't get it. I don't honestly, like, how at some point a channel just has to stop, doesn't it? Like, I thought the limit in subs for this channel would be like 50 or 100. Just fucking random. Maybe they're bots. Maybe they're fucking bot subs. Maybe bots have to fucking sub so they don't look like bots. I don't know. Is that how it works? Is it all bots? Do I have 500 bots? But bots kind of get deleted periodically, don't they? Like, they get destroyed. I did get the odd comment, but I don't know if they're subs or not. But then again, like, I'm trying to think, like, it must sort of, I'm pretty sure I get subs when I put videos out. You know, I think with the glass shit that just like there's 5 years between videos, and with the glass shit, like, you know, a few people subbed, and then I just started bad mouthing these camera YouTubers and talking about Panasonic M4 III, J6 stuff. I actually think that's what started. That's when it started happening. Do I need to go back to J6 talk? I mean, I don't know. So see, this is a thing. Like, do I want to just do what I want to do, which is how I've been running this, right? Or do I say, people liked, you know, this aspect of the camera discussion? Like, my 3-piece lens combo, 400 views, success or not? I mean, it's actually pretty terrible, but you know, I would nominate, that's one that probably brought people in. You're talking about some gear. It's affordable gear. It's a bit quirky. It's always fun to. Oh, God, clear my throat. Start a fucking stream when you need to clear your throat or burp or whatever. Every fucking time. I'm gonna have to mute myself. I'll be right back. Don't worry. Right. Yeah, people like, when you pack your camera bag, it's almost like packing your travel bag. Oh man, like packing your travel bag for those who can travel, like it's just the most, such a nice feeling. I remember it's like a year or two ago, but for some reason, I had to get my backpack out, and I was sort of tidying up, and I had the backpack down and open. I don't know if I was putting stuff in there. I forget. And so it was like deja vu. It was like preparing to embark on an adventure. Like it's like you're outfitting. It's like going to an outfitters for a safari. That's the kind of vibe when you start talking about packing your camera bag. And it does get you, I think it gets people in the mood for their hobby. It's like an aphrodisiac for photography. It's like an appetizer. I'm trying to be a better, a more YouTube friendly metaphor. It's an appetizer for your photography adventure. Man, I went out today with a little. Do they call them digicams? Is that what digicam is? A little like fixed lens, little slip it in your pocket digital cam. Like, I got to do a separate video about that because that was a bit revelatory. That was got me thinking. Like, I like the camera philosophy discussions. Like the philosophy discussions were my entry into the YouTube camera space. But did they do that well? Not really. Probably less than 100 views. It wasn't until I got onto the YouTuber shit that kind of started to take off. But, with the Digicam was like, like photography. Like, I remember when people used film cameras. Folks, said the YouTuber proudly. Folks, most people who did film photography were just fucking around. It was just happy snaps, family get-togethers, Christmas, go on a bushwalk, take a little, you know. They weren't even like a lot of cameras were just fucking point and shoot. Fixed, not even really. I mean, I guess they had those little Hanimex ones. Is what we had as kids. Adults might have a better camera, but they were just taking the same kind of shit. No one was like would take it so seriously. Anyway, that's just a teaser to. I just want to revisit that. I don't know where that conversation's going to go, but I think it would be an interesting one to pursue. I was just watching some old footage on VHS from VHS. It's on YouTube, but it was filmed. Well, I assume it was filmed like in the 80s. and it had to be VHS because of the banding and shit. But it's kind of cool now. Like that retro stuff's kind of cool. Retro is back. Retro is Metro. And I was down the shop, looking at all kinds of stuff, and they had these really cool looking cups and plates. And I'm like, why the fuck do I need? I don't need cups and plates. I don't know, why am I thinking about? I'm like looking at the font, and I'm like, oh, you know why it looks cool? That's a fucking Victorian font they're using for the numbers and letters. That's like an 1880s font. That's like from fucking Punch magazine sort of shit. And it looks cool. You know, I don't know when, but probably like, you know when it was World War II that fucked everything up, design wise. Shit became boring. From World War II up until at least the 2000s, design was pretty boring. I mean, boring can be done well. I kind of like brutalist architecture, gotta admit, gotta confess. But boring is mostly just boring. Design design today is kind of going back. Like the people seeing, picking out what worked. It's not, humans haven't changed. Humans inside haven't changed. So if something was perceived positively at some point, it can probably be revived. And a lot of that shit will look more cool than most things that have been produced in your lifetime. Anyway, folks, why do people sub to this channel? I don't know. I really don't. I think maybe it's some of the camera stuff. I wish I had more time to make more camera videos. I just, I feel guilty because I got work to do. It's okay to come on and do an impromptu live in the middle of the night like that. I don't feel like that's because I wouldn't be working now. I'm too. I sometimes am working at 1 a.m. if you really want to know, but like if I've done my work by midnight, I'm not going to be working at 2 a.m. That's how it goes. I did have a bit of work today and stuff. Didn't push myself. It was a Saturday. I kind of have to. It seems like I have to do a little bit of work each day. That's just the pattern of life. But I try and enjoy most of at least one day on the weekend, just to recharge. So anyway, I have kind of covered that. It's been a short one. I see someone's coming in. If they want to come on, say so. Otherwise, I'm going to wind this one up. And if you're watching this, I'll leave this one up. This one I'll leave up for a little bit. And if you're watching this as a recording, why did you subscribe? Feel free to comment. Feel free to say if you want the camera content. Do you like the philosophical discussions on the camera? Is that what brought you here? Should we go back to musing on the metaphysics of the GH6? I don't think we're done with the GH6. You know, I think that now that it's become so accessible on pre-owned, like it's actually going for the same price as the GH5 Mark II, which is fucking insane. You know, do we have to have a GH6 reprise like after the GH7 came out? I mean, I think there's a bit of unfinished business here. You know, I think we need to come back to this topic. I'm gonna have to do some thinking about this one. I do my best thinking on the road, but anyway, with driving, like, sometimes walking, just being like out of your domestic environment just stimulates the mind a little bit. But what I could do is like record my thoughts, but I've always avoided that in the car because of the fucking engine noise and shit, the road noise as well. And if I do ever get DaVinci Studio, to be honest, I probably could pull the trigger on it right now. I'm just being a bit careful. There's some work stuff going on that's kind of some stuff just getting started, and I hopefully that moves forward. Everything seems good. People seem good. It's interesting stuff. But I kind of just want to let that roll out a bit first, and it just depends. So we'll see. But the point is, if I can get rid of the fucking road noise, I can't do it with like Audacity. It's not. I've never had great success with low pass, high pass, low pass filters. Like they can help, but you keep pushing it, and then you're like, fuck. You go back to the original, and you realize you altered it so much. The actual original sounds just as good, like actually different but better. So yeah, the point is though, like there could be some in-car philosophizing coming, some like music. Actually, I did upload a couple from the car, but I think it was the engine noise. You know what? I think that was one of the reasons why those videos didn't get any views. People just aren't going to sit there and listen to a fucking engine droning. I listened to a video today, and it just had a hum on the mic. That was it. An innocent hum. Wasn't even a high-pitched hum or hiss. It was just like not even that high. It was just like, but it drove me nuts. And I didn't want to be that bitch who comments about the audio. And that guy's got a small channel. Like he's probably trying to get, a little bit of money out of his channel, to be honest. He's trying hard. And I just thought, it's funny how distracting it can be. With him, he's got an accent. He speaks great English and everything, but sometimes the accent makes you have to try a little bit harder as a listener. And, a hum in the background can be the straw that breaks the camel's back. So let's face it, we don't want to try that hard when we're just watching stuff. We don't want to try. We don't want to work. It's only about work when you're viewing. So if I can fix that, there's probably like a fucking free app online that does it. I just can't be fucked working that out. Because if I'm going to get DaVinci, I'm going to get DaVinci. And I know that that's in there somewhere. So, yeah, that would be a bit of fun. Just to when I'm on the road. Because what's the point in having thoughts like if you're not going to share them? Like you could think of something really profound and like no one else gets to experience that little pearl of wisdom, right? I think of all the stuff you've thought of and you never wrote it down and you never told anybody and it just evaporated into the ether because you didn't share it. It's kind of like flushing. I don't want to say it's all about money. It's not what I'm trying to say, but it's kind of like flushing money down the drain. But it's better. It's worse than that because it's like wisdom. It's kind of like burning books. Really, is what you're doing. If you have some interesting thoughts and then they just evaporate, it's kind of irresponsible when you think about it. Someone will read it, and that's the funny thing about YouTube. It's like, do you really want to put it, like, do you want to trust YouTube? Like, if you have like some more serious stuff, right? Like, do you really want to entrust it to YouTube? Like, I was thinking about kind of using YouTube as a backup, like free data storage, effectively, which is kind of what it is. But what if you lose your account? What if they just say? Because I think they put out an alert a few weeks ago, maybe a year ago, that they might just start deleting your videos if no one's watching, if they think your channel's kind of abandoned. I haven't heard anything about that since, but you think how many hard drives they must have. like you're talking about like multiple gigabyte files these days. You're uploading in 4K. It's crazy how much space is needed. You think of all the millions of videos people fucking put up each day. I mean, you could walk into one of these hard drives, you'd probably get lost for 5 days in between the servers. There's probably fucking skeletons in there. Technicians walked in and couldn't find their way out. At some point, like they've got to start deleting stuff, don't they? Or the whole world just gets covered in hard drives. I don't know. So, on that note, I'm going to go. I'm going to wind this one up, and maybe might do a digicam video, and yeah, move on from there. Later.